Got my pre-workout. So let me tell you guys where we're headed and what we's are doing. I'm actually really excited. I feel like this is just the coincidences, the coinky dinkies that happen, like so crazy. Basically, y'all know I'm from LA, born and raised. Clearly I've been here in LA and just been going to 24-hour fitness. But someone I knew when I was in high school, we reconnected recently, just like on Facebook and then on Instagram. And it turns out homeboy, he opened his own gym and he got super into like powerlifting and the ollie lifts. And he used to be like really skinny guy and stuff, and so now seeing him, he's like married, he's a father, and he's like super giant and strong, and he opened his own gym here in LA. And I'm like, what? Juan Carlos, what? And so we talked on Instagram, and I sent him to my fitness page and stuff, and I'm like, you know, I'm in LA and I would love to train at your gym, especially since he does this and he's like strong AF himself and he's like a coach and stuff. I was like, I could train with you, like, you know, get a one-on-one session in with you. And I'm just happy to have found a gym. I mean, I know that there are gyms here, but it's so easy coming back home and going to your normal routine, like me going to 24, training by myself, which I love to do. But I'm here for a couple weeks, and so just like, this would be really nice. Like, I still get to go to a powerlifting gym and actually get one-on-one training with a coach who knows what he's doing and is someone that I knew when I was in high school. So it's kind of exciting, and that's where we're headed right now. I think I know some of you guys have said like, oh, when you're in LA, you should check out Barbell Brigade because that's a powerlifting gym. I used to go to Barbell Brigade years ago. I used to go with Jasmine. I used to go there with Omar. Like, I did really enjoy that gym. I don't have any friends there, so this definitely is, you know, preferable to me, like a gym. I mean, I can't really say I have friends at this gym either, but someone I knew from my past, and he owns the gym, like, you know, so I don't know. It's kind of cool. I actually really want to buy my first belt. That's what I really want to do. So I want to like work with him, try to use a belt, like a lifting belt, get feedback from him, especially on my bench form and even just using a belt, and buy my own belt. Like, that's another thing I really want to do. Are you shy? He looks shy. He wants to.
I haven't been on a camera in a while.
So this is Juan. So we're at his gym and he's checking on my squat. He said I'm a squatter. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Hi you guys. Welcome back to another video. So, well, I already gave you the, you know, the behind the story as to how I got to this gym and who this dude is and how I know him. But yeah, so I just want to talk you through a little bit through the footage, some of the advice he was giving me as he watched my squat. So yeah, we started off really light, as you can see. I always get so nervous when I'm like training with someone else, especially someone who like is familiar with this field, who can give me tips and give me cues. I just get nervous, okay? It takes me a while to feel comfortable, like having someone watch me, knowing that they're there to literally just critique my form and give me pointers on how I can be better. But it definitely was so helpful working with Juan. Like, I appreciate him so much. And it was just so good seeing him. I legit have not seen this guy since we were both like 18 or something. Like, it's crazy. But it's so cool just reconnecting. Anyway, so you see me doing the squats here. One of the first things I'm noticing just watching this footage back is, like I said in my previous video, how I keep blending my reps together, keeping constant tension. I'm not doing the reps individually. I'm not like squatting, standing up, rebracing, squatting again. I just kind of blend them all together. And I got into the habit of doing this mainly because I do so many like working sets up to my weight. Like, I do a lot of warm-ups typically when I squat because I like to get a lot of practice in. I like to just build up my confidence with the squat. So typically every time I squat, I'll start off with like 60 kilograms, and I do 65, then 70, and then 75 and 80. And I just do a lot of reps. And it's amazing getting that kind of volume in. It's definitely helped me over the years with feeling comfortable in my squat and really getting down like a good form and stuff. And of course, the exercise is good as well. But yeah, to rush, just because I do so many squats, I build up a habit of kind of rushing through them and doing this thing you're seeing now where I'm not really stopping all the time. And I'm keeping that constant tension. Some of the feedback that he's given me that you'll hear him say is, eventually he tells me, treat every rep like it's a legit single rep. Don't blend them together. You want to keep your form consistent. Every rep should kind of look similar. And because you blend them together, of course, you get more exhausted and your form and stuff changes and the squats feel different and they change. Another thing he had told me was like widening my stance. Sometimes my stance can be a little more narrow. Typically it is kind of wide, but when I first was squatting with him, like I said, honestly, my nerves were getting to me and it was wider.
Gotta go a little lower. Focus on like really sinking it. Like that. Yeah, sink it like that every time.
Okay. Y'all, he's trying to make me go up to 100. I haven't done that since November. I'm gonna use a belt. So as y'all can imagine, I was heck excited to do this with the belt. I've never used a lifting belt before, and I just wanted to see like what it feels like to properly breathe into it, how it was going to change up my squat, how it's going to feel. For those of you that don't know, belts help to create intra-abdominal pressure. You're supposed to be breathing through your diaphragm, like into your stomach, and you push it up against the belt. It just helps make sure your core is properly engaged. Also offers support, making sure your like spine and everything's in alignment. It's just good. Honestly, it's there for safety, and to help you reinforce a proper squat and a safer squat. And so this was my first time using one. And yeah, it was exciting. Definitely felt a bit different. It made the lift feel lighter. But the belt is also so thick that when I'm trying to go ATG, it feels like, I don't know, it feels like it kind of hinders my ability to really sink into the bottom because the belt ends up like touching my rib cage and my thighs, and I don't know. But apparently I still was hitting depth. Like Juan assured me that no, your squat's good, you're still hitting depth, keep doing it. I just really have to get used to the feeling, so I'm excited to keep practicing. Some of the other tips he gave me, was just like make sure I work on my breathing, especially when I'm doing lighter weight. I tend to just suck with my breathing with squats. I know how to properly breathe, but I don't always practice it, and so that's something for me to work on. And yeah, I was so excited. Like, he wanted to do 100 kg, and I was like, bruh, it's been so long since I've squatted over 200 pounds. And it just felt so light. Like, I was like, bruh, this felt so good. And it looked so good. Even watching the footage back, I got really excited. Like, wow. So up until this point, my personal best was 105 kilogram squat because I wanted to squat over my body weight. And that was about 231 pounds. And I did that in like the month of October, November, around then in the fall, until today where we did a 245 pound squat. That's on a new personal best, baby. Thug life. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, okay, so I'm editing this video right now, right? Clearly watching the footage back, recording the voiceover, and it's just exciting. So, new personal best, 245 pounds, 115 kilograms. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen. And yeah, it's really exciting. But one of the major things that he told me and you might have noticed it too, is when I set up for that squat, I'm kind of reckless stepping back with that weight. And it's mainly because I'm so used to working with lighter weights and I'm so used to what I normally do that, yeah, like, I just put the weight on my back and I'm just like doing my thing, like, And he was like, yeah, you walked back. After you were under the bar, you walked back so quick. And then I kind of swayed a little bit, had to regain my footing because, yeah, it was freaking heavy. And it's just a waste of energy. Like, you want to reserve as much strength as possible, especially when you're doing, heavy lifts. But this is what happens when you lift so frequently and you aren't thinking the same way. Like, I lift very casually. Like, I work out because I love it and I squat because I love it, but I've never been training with the mentality of like, I'm going to compete one day, you know? And that's what training with him is doing for me right now. Like, he's like taking the smallest things and being like, go ATG every time, because you need to get this set in your head that you need to go as low as possible, just to reinforce and set these expectations and like muscle memory, basically. So when you get to competition day, it's automatic. As well as him telling me not to blend my sets, not to rush through them. Even with this setup, you know, the way that I walked out, like the way that I always walk out. Like, I mean, I've never been like super crazy or reckless, but I definitely don't maximize my strength when I'm walking out like with the bar. So it's just these little things that I think, you know, I would never think of, and that if I don't have a coach one-on-one, they wouldn't tell me. And so it's just so helpful. Like this session with him, we did a session on bench, which you're going to be seeing later in this same video. It has just been so helpful working with a coach one-on-one, someone who does powerlifting, who knows it. Juan, if you're watching this, thank you, love you, you're amazing. Okay, this is Coach JC.
What's up, guys? It's JC here. You can just call me JC. Ashley came in. She already has a pretty damn good squat. We're just cleaning up a couple little things that can make her a little bit better, I think, as a lifter if she starts to implement them. You guys already saw she squatted 245 today on her first day here. Little PR right there. So we just implemented a couple tweaks and she got a nice PR. I think she can definitely squat 300 in the near future.
Oh my God. That's scary. I am currently about to leave, heading out. We're going to Fuerza Gym, my homie JC's gym. I don't know what we're doing today. We were gonna do 3 days, and he was, you know, we did 1 day squat. He was gonna do bench and deads with me 1 day. I want to do a day where I do the Olympic lifts just to practice again, but I don't know, we'll see. But I'm excited to go. I did not pack many clothes. I wasn't expecting to be in LA this long. Some things had happened and I had to extend my trip, and I'm not complaining about the trip extension, but I just don't have any clothes. I should have packed more clothes, especially gym clothes. I have been training like every day almost, and I'm just reusing the same outfits at this point. I've already washed my load of laundry once. And I'm like, it's getting time where I gotta wash it again. I am wearing the same things every workout. You probably would have noticed. If you notice it and you think, man, Ashley is one dirty hoe, I didn't pack clothes, okay? I might be a little bit of a dirty hoe, but it's mainly because I just didn't pack clothes. But we're gonna go head to the gym. As long as I don't smell bad, it'd be highly embarrassing to show up. Juan, if you're watching this and if I showed up today and I was a funk monkey and I stunk, feel free to clown on me for the rest of my life. Oh my God, I almost forgot to say, I got my lifting belt. I ordered my own belt. It came in. It's so real. Inzer. This is heavy. Look how big this belt is. This is such a big belt. I think you have to like work it out, or I don't know, like it's really stiff. But yeah, I got it. Even though it caused so much bruising from wearing it the day that I trained with him and hit my PB, so much bruising. I'm actually still a little tender. We got the belt. We gonna man up. We gonna use it. We gonna lift some heavy-ish, okay?
So,
all right, the master's about to show me.
So what I do when I bench is I usually will sit closer to the edge. I put my feet.
Listen, y'all don't know how much I needed this bench session. Training with him this day, oh my God. So monumentally helpful. I've never really received formal instruction on how to bench. I just, you know, being involved with fitness the way I am and the love that I have for it, I've picked up on certain things. I've learned certain things, but I definitely have never had full legit instruction on what I need to do. And I always knew that I could be better with setting up, especially with bench. I know it can dramatically increase your lift and how much you can lift if you know, are doing it properly. And I just, yeah. So some of the things that Juan was showing me was how he really sets it up. He definitely has a routine when he sets it up. I need to establish a routine. I do not really have one. And there's just some basic things I already knew that I needed help with that he's definitely assisted me with. So he really talks about like planting your feet, wedging yourself into the bench, you know, really engaging your lats. And then like when you are actually benching, meeting the bar with your chest. That's the best way I can kind of explain it. And I don't know, just knowing that really, really helped me. One of the main things, like, I know leg drive is important for bench press, but my lats always like I feel like I just lose the tension. And he was really trying to help me come up with a routine, just a setup routine to help create and maintain that tension throughout my lift. And that's what I was really struggling with. And this session, like I said, was just so monumentally helpful.
You were benching and you went like this. Yeah. I don't even know how you did that. That looks pretty good. I don't know how I did it either.
Honestly, no matter how much he was helping me, I still feel like I need to get a better routine down when it comes to the setup. I think I might ask some of the girls I've, become friendly with at the powerlifting gym in London to give me some cues or tips on how they set up, because he's just, so first of all, the dude he's tall. He's a giant. All right. I don't know if you can tell. He's like 6'4" or something. He's humongous. And so when he sets up, he just sits so far back and his legs are so much longer than mine. Like, I was finding it difficult trying to mimic his setup. It didn't seem to really work for me. Like, I really like really putting my legs much further back than he does. And because, I kept shifting around because of that. I just couldn't get it to feel right. And it's like every time I unrack the weight and then sit my butt down on the bench, which is apparently something you have to do. It's like, necessary for the competitions. Your butt has to be on the bench when you're benching, which is something I didn't even know. Another thing I learned. But yeah, as soon as I put my legs down, it's like I lost most of my leg drive and the tension in my legs. And so I'm still trying to figure out the setup, but this session with him was still just immensely helpful.
You want to keep the pressure?
Okay, I'm gonna try that. I don't know if y'all can even hear me. He just has me practicing my bench right now. It's the same thing with squats. Like, when you're trying to do it the right way with engaging all of these muscles with the compound lifts, it's so much more exhausting, even when it's a light weight. And like, that's how I'm feeling. Like, I sweating bullets and all I've done is bench today. That's it. But it's such a workout because of it, like, I'm excited to be learning it and getting it down properly, especially because I want to do a competition. I should probably stop trying to talk because, like, I have a mic, but this music, let me stop. Hey, you guys. So my session at the gym, well, first of all, I showed up late for the training session that I paid for, the one-on-one with JC. It was really good though, like, just some of the just to have the one-on-one instruction, especially with bench, because as I said, it's not a lift that I've really gotten in-person instruction with or for. Yeah, it was good. It was a workout, but I feel like doing more cardio, so I actually just came to 24. I am here. Can you even see the title? The tree's in the way. I'm here at 24 Hour Fitness only because I just want to do cardio. But yeah, these last 2 training sessions with him have just been very enlightening, and it's really nice just to get that one-on-one attention. You guys know I'm at that powerlifting gym in the UK, but it's not really one-on-one either. So I really do want a one-on-one coach and they don't offer it at that gym. And I was thinking about reaching out to Omar, which I'm sure I'll eventually do. It'll be nice even to just have a full circle moment and visit him sometime in Canada, and like, you know, like that would be good. But I think like leading up to an actual meet, like trying to prepare for a meet, I really want that one-on-one support, just like someone I could talk to week to week, you know, to watch my lifts, that has the time and the energy and does this. And Juan does that, you know. So I don't know, I might be asking him to like coach me remotely to help with my programming, come up with some stuff just to help me lead up to the meet. I literally don't know anything about powerlifting competitions. Like, I don't know nothing. Like, some of the stuff he was telling me was just so helpful. You should be thinking about doing these lifts as if you were doing them at a powerlifting competition. Like, something as simple as that. It makes so much sense, but it's like, you know what? Yeah, he's right. Because you end up building up a lot of bad habits when you work with lighter weight and when you aren't training with that kind of mentality. And I noticed that today, even with bench, right? Like, he's trying to give me different cues. Let's figure out a setup that I can do, like a ritual, because I have my little ritual with my squat. I have one kind of with my sumos. Bench, I just be laying down and I'm thinking, like, other than my hand placements, trying to think, okay, you know, use your legs, and like, there's just a lot that I'm missing. And even when he was trying to show me some of the stuff, it was crazy because I'm thinking about some of the new cues he's given me, but then I would just automatically resort to what I'm kind of used to doing. And I was like, wait, no, we're not doing that anymore. The programming your mind goes under when it comes to like exercises, like you really end up teaching yourself to do things a certain way that aren't necessarily the best. And I'm not saying I was doing things wrong. It's just I was doing things that won't help me when it comes to a competition. And so he's like, yeah, squat, always go ATG from now on, period, because you're planning to compete. And this needs to become the norm, you know? Bench press, get these cues down right. Make sure your butt is always on the seat, because if your butt's not touching the seat, they will flag you. Like, that's a problem. And so it's just little things like that. Because yeah, with bench, especially when I like create that arch, my arch isn't super big anyway compared to a lot of other people's. But when I do create that arch and I am trying to make sure I have leg drive and I'm recruiting my glutes and stuff, I'm not always really sitting on the bench. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. And just getting that instruction from him today, like really trying to change up how I prepare for that lift, and just thinking I need to set up a routine and cues in mind that are going to work for me and make sure that I'm doing these things correctly, especially when it comes to competition day. Like, yeah, it just changes everything, and it's so important. And that's the kind of one-on-one attention I want, and I feel like I need, just to feel confident preparing for these kind of things, and just even understanding the world of powerlifting, you know. I don't know anything about federations. I just don't know anything. He might be my new coach going forward, you know, just to get feedback on my lifts, to make sure I'm doing my cues properly, and even just coming up with programming to make sure I am getting stronger and doing accessory movements to help me, you know, with my lifts. And I am doing a lot of talking. I'm looking at this camera like, yo, you've been talking for 8 minutes. I'm gonna cut it way down though. But yeah, I'm here. I want to do some cardio. Still got this stiff AF belt. So stiff. I'm gonna play with it tonight. Like, you know, I'm gonna roll it up and stomp on it and do a bunch of things to hopefully get it more loose. And but for now, I'm gonna go in and do some cardio. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Love you to pieces. Stay strong. And that's all I gotta say. We about to go in and sweat. Okay, bye.